Hello everyone. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy 2022. It is a great year. It is a great start. It is a great privilege to be in this year, to see and experience God's amazing grace once again. So I would like to greet every one of you, and I would like to thank you all for offering your prayers for us, for me and my family, and for all of us who were involved in fighting against the cult and fighting against fake teachers, fighting against abuses. Thank you all. So I just want to extend my gratefulness with all of you guys. So I would like to say that we are blessed beyond measure for having this great opportunity to experience the grace of God despite of what is going on around us. You know, this pandemic has been going on for 2 years at least, and it brought us so many lessons, so many different levels and different dimensions of our lives. And some of us, through this pandemic, we become closer with each other. And some of us, we became a better person because we had to rely with each other and we had to rely to God. And many of us, this pandemic became our tools to really know ourselves better. So I think this pandemic is a blessing, and at the same time it's a challenges for some of us. To me personally, this pandemic became a blessing because I have the opportunity to work from home. Due to this pandemic, I love myself more because I know myself more and I accept who I am. And I hope you guys too would experience that. So through this pandemic, a great deal of us were and can reflect and evaluate what really matters to us in a personal level. You know, I know that there's so many people who lost their loved ones during this past year, and our life can change in just a second. Our life can change drastically in just a twinkling of an eye. It's just a split second. Last year, as you guys know, I went through COVID. It wasn't easy, but I experienced God's grace at that time. Even though some of the people there in the Philippines were praying for my death and for the damnation of my family and myself, but I thank God because there's more people who are praying for me, for my survival of my family, my protection. And I am grateful. I am so grateful for you guys. I am grateful to God that you guys came to my life. Today, I will talk about my purpose of doing what I'm doing, or purpose why I'm speaking up. You know, for all these years, and I speak up. I only speak up now. So in my previous videos, I talk about the real score or real scope of life inside the kingdom and abuses that we had to endure while serving to what we thought God. But bear in mind though that we all have different experiences, different personal experiences while we were serving there. And my experiences may not be the experiences of others, and vice versa. But for those who were formerly full-time workers and members, I believe you know and understand what I mean. Even if you deny everything that I revealed You know exactly within you that you were also experiencing what we've been through and what I've been through. But for those who never really involved with the kingdom, I ask you to have an open mind and recognize that we all have biases. I could be biased too with my revelations. But if you really want to try the water through your, due to your curiosity and for your own knowledge, you are free to do so. Please join the kingdom of Jesus Christ, the name above every name, under Pastor Apollo Quiboloy, and see it for yourself. So why am I doing this? I am doing this because I see a great opportunity of improvement. Improvement the way we see things. Improvement the way we deal with situation. Improvement the way we deal with people and each other. I am also doing this because I am human like you, just like you. I've been hurt before and time again. I've been abused physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, just like you. Like you, I failed promises. I failed relationships. I had failed dreams and expectations. I have failed aspirations. Just like you, I was broken into pieces too at one point in my life. And I am like you, who also wrestled with myself in a daily basis just to keep myself above water. And I am doing this because I realize that we don't have to be perfect to be happy. We don't have to conform with other people's perception and expectations of us to be happy. If we want to be people's pleaser, we can never achieve that happiness that we deserve. We don't have to keep up with the Joneses either to be handsome and considered successful, because we can make our own definition of success. We don't have to keep up with the Kardashian to be beautiful, because you are beautiful in your own way. I am beautiful in my own way. I am beautiful because God said so. I am also doing this because I recognize how amazing God's grace into our lives, into my life personally. I believe His grace is sufficient for you too. If you just open your heart and allow Him to take the pain away. In 2 Corinthians 12:9, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. That is a great message. So, God's grace is sufficient for me, and I believe it is sufficient for you. God doesn't judge us because we failed Him. One thing about God, He doesn't hate us because we are broken. God doesn't even count our trespasses. Unlike people, they make up sins, they smothered you with poop. They smothered you with crap just to cover their own butt. He doesn't judge us based on how we look to people. He loves us just the way we are. So we don't have to change ourselves to please others, because God died on the cross. Jesus Christ died on the cross to save us. Because He knows that we can't save ourselves. We can't save ourselves by doing something just like the kingdom. They have unlimited givings. Even if you chop your body and offer that to them or sell that body, it's not even enough. because they base your salvation on your performance. But God loves us the way we are. In 1 Corinthians 15:10 says, "But by the grace of God I am what I am, and His grace towards me was not in vain. I work harder than all of them, yet not I, but the grace of God that is with me." So, where should we go from here? Let's try to reflect ourselves and what God messaged to us. If we are tired of being abused, then we must stand up against it and against our abuser. We can talk about eliminating abuse while we are abuser ourselves. Every change must start from us. Every change must start from within us and not from outside of us. We must be aware that any type of abuse is unacceptable. It's just not acceptable anymore. We have to put our feet down, our foot down, and say that's enough. We are not taking that anymore. We must also know that there is help if we look for it. Just look around. There's help everywhere, guys. Don't be afraid to stand on your ground. Let us build a culture of community who truly care with each other, not just by talking, but by acting. Walk the talk, not talk and talk. Let us verify every claim that we hear from people whom we look up to. Awareness is important, and be aware with what is going on. We must care to know the true motives and intentions of the people in authority or people that we look up to. Because they can claim everything, but that doesn't mean that what they're saying is true. We have to use our God's given knowledge, our God's given thought, our brain, and find the information that we need. Because if we just accept, we just eat the food that they offered us or they put into our plate without understanding what's in it, we might get killed. And that applies in the spiritual setting as well. So let us stand up against bullying and abuses. Our new generation must know that they can make a difference in this world. Don't take the abuse anymore. Any type of abuse is not acceptable. Let us hold the abuser accountable in all means. We can make a difference by spreading awareness. We can make a difference by educating ourselves with real situation, with the real scope of the situation, not just by anticipating or assuming, because making assumption is nothing. It's not going to help us at all. We have to know the fact and know in yourself that you are not going to take any abuse. It's okay to say no. It's okay to stand up. It's okay to be hurt. It's okay to get hurt for standing up the truth, for standing up what is true, and not by letting yourself be abused over and over again. Let us create a culture where when we see something, say something. Let us set aside our bystander mindset, where when we see someone committing a crime, we just try to, close our eyes and cover our ears as though as we don't see or we don't hear them. let's change that mindset now, guys. It's 2022. That is not normal. That is not acceptable. If we think before that that is normal, we support the crime, we become a props of the crime, that is not acceptable anymore. So let's create that culture. Let's not allow anyone to stamp on each other and take it as okay. Let us be bold and be brave and for together we can make a difference. Guys, you can make a difference. I can make a difference. Together we can make a difference. Let's stand up against abuse. Let's stand up against bullying. Let's stand up against human trafficking. Extradite Quiboloy and the people who helped him commit the crime. Enough is enough. Thank you guys for everything.